Alright, you know what? Everything's more or less correctly set up. Let's get going. Let's get going. See what's going on. Please excuse me while I set up a couple of other memes, and then we will get right into it. Alright, can everyone hear me and stuff? Like, yes, does thing work? I didn't change anything. Wolfmith's art is great. I love Wolfmith's art. It is simply the best there is. I had a browser window open. Where did it go? Where did it go? This is like a legitimate concern. Never get full monitors, guys. It's impossible to keep track of anything. Well, we don't have to listen. But if you don't listen, then you'll miss it when I randomly call you that halfway through stream, and this way I can count on your viewership, because I know you'll have to hang out for it. Strategy, man. Got him, lol. Image 3? Yes, okay. I'm setting this up now so I don't have to worry about it later. Otherwise I will forget. Perfect. And then for outro, have the other one. Somewhere on the desktop, I hope. Can't even look at it. I can't even look at it because the file dialog is doing the thing. How about now? Can I read that now? Okay. Why does that image have a number on it? Image discrimination. There we go. Perfect. Flawless. Alright, so, how is everybody? Hand tracking? Hand tracking. Perfect. Let's get into it. Don't need that. Do need a bit of a canvas to work with. And I will also have to rustle up that prompt. Oop. New file. What are we working with? VR69. No. Window capture? Window capture. There we go. Then I guess we just crop it, huh? How do we crop it? Our machinations going on behind the scenes. We'll have this ready in a moment. My apologies for any delay. Oh, I was using 4x3 for this, wasn't I? There is already a thing here. Okay, let's just go with 4x3 then. Come on. Too many elements on the screen. Whoa, okay. Do you have Vic emergency? Wait, you're not in Vic. You're in the other thing. No, that's yes, sure. It's called having a microphone. It's a mistake. I keep meaning to implement push to talk, or at least like a hotkey, a mic toggle hotkey for this, because whenever I do streams in the early morning, my allergies go off. So. Does seem like the sort of thing Wallace would do. Tiny little prank, hundreds dead, you know, it happens. Alright, that's fine. You can be black text today. Because I'm pretty sure we're working with a white background. Go down in the corner. Good enough. You. I will take up. Not the whole. and then properties. Oh, there's filters on this, isn't? Oh, that was how that worked. Right, crop 300. There, 400. Perfect. More or less. Very nice. Then we'll just drag this onto the screen. Where is Dustin? Dustin, get back in here. Don't make me call your mum. Perfect. Okay, let's work with this. This should be fine. That should be okay. This should be window dependent, so it shouldn't change when I move it. This should probably be dark green, but I don't know which dark green. There we go. Light color. Oh yes, we will steal this hex code and text. Points for style. No? Maybe it is still dark green, I just can't tell because it's like I have flux on, so all the dark green looks mostly black. Anyway, okay, so here we go. How big are the boxes? How is this legible? Okay, that actually looks legible for a change. Let's... Waiting for this to come up on stream. Yeah, okay, that looks fine. Perfect, that works. Okay, where are my corners? There's my corners. Oh, no. Okay, so if I draw within this boundary, that should basically work. There we go. That looks like us. Hold on. I am a slave to aesthetics. There we go. Sold. Okay, sent art just for writing. Oh no! Alright, hold on. I'm sold. One moment. Surely I have, there we go. I do have a fan art slot prepared for just this sort of emergency. What? Come on. Why are we lagging? What? What on earth is going on here? Hold on. Here you go. I'm gonna try and figure out how to display the whole thing. One moment. Why does this have crop on it? Crash that. There you go. Perfect. Flawless. Alright, this can go... Wait, where's chat? Chat's up there. This can go... here. Come on. There we go. You know what? There, this is fine. As long as I can see the squares, it doesn't matter. Perfect. Am I shouting? Oh, I'm shouting in the drawing. Yes. Makes sense. Alright, where's the prompt? We need the prompt. Wait, that's... Here we go. Prompt. Where did I leave it? Where did I leave it? Actually, a very good question. I think there's one in Bolus's. Or I'll just check AO3 directly, actually, that might be faster. You'd think I should do all this preparation ahead of time, but no. Kills the magic. If you can find it, yeah. It is the one. It's one of the two that I. What's the word? It's one of the two that I posted. Like, yes. No. The ones that I posted from AO3 for the ratfic first. It was a while ago, but I don't think it was that long ago. Hold on, I'm rapid scrolling my way through this stuff. Find it in a sec. No, it's okay. I definitely posted it in your writing channel at some point, but it was a while back. No. Aha! These are the ones I wrote. So shortly after, I think I pasted the. No. I'll just click on the link. It's hoping it automatically logs me in, and I don't have to like reset my password or something. Also, thank you to all of the guests that are popping in and having a watch, who don't usually watch my streams. I really appreciate you taking a look. Prompts, my claims. Okay, I think I only have the one claim left. Yes, perfect. There we go. Let's shrink this so we can. No. Perfect. Okay. Like print screen. Good enough. Wait. No, this is going to upset me if I do this. Much better. All right. I just need to save that. Stop. I need another. I'll just use the map thing. That looks fine. Sure. Oh, this needs to be on the front. Put you here. Alright, can everyone read this? I'm not convinced that everyone can read that. It looks kind of small on my end, actually. How to rationally kiss cute dragon boys. Don't. Cute dragon boys in any settings are functionally alien and should be treated with caution. Yes, sir. Cool. Okay, everyone can read it. Okay, this is the prompt we're working with. Sir, fantasy settings often have magic that would break the problem of logistics wide open. Portals across continents, magic messages, alternate dimensions. It's hard to imagine empires taking the same shapes as the ones in our history being bottlenecked by the same problems in the same ways. In our world, Rome invested a great deal of effort into roads and yet still only expanded so far before they could not project power any further. What could an empire with logistics breaking magic accomplish with similar amounts of investment and economies of scale? What difficulties would they encounter instead? What would cause their decline? And how would the magic be used after the economies of scale have crumbled? Well, that depends on a bunch of things. So, let's start with this. Where are we? We need some categories. Pros. Cons. Okay, hold on, let's rename those. Tech we no longer need. Replacement. Tech. Question mark. Yeah, that's the thing. A political take on this it's like the low-hanging fruit of this prompt. And the first one is magic that we have. Maybe this should be an Excel spreadsheet. Whatever. Good enough. Okay. Let's come up with like, whoop, let's not do that. But let's come up with like 4 of these and then go from there. And yes, obviously, if you're hanging out in chat, please feel free to participate or do whatever. If you need a Twitch account to post in chat and you don't have a Twitch account, I will keep Bolus's writing channel open, and I will do my best to kind of reproduce stuff people post in there in Twitch. Hey, Visio, I'm good at Visio. I use it professionally a lot, and it's just efficient. Okay, magic that we have. Let's start with the obvious one. Portals. We like portals. We'll come back to portals in a moment. Magic annotation. Let's call it prestidigitation in the D&D sense of a small spell that cleans like a square foot of fabric. Do we have something like, let's say, how do I put this? Mind transfer, like mind download or mind upload or something. I'm going to go with no, just because it's that's the sort of magic that distracts people and makes optimization go in a different direction. That would probably either defeat or sidestep this prompt. So let's not go there. But what else can we do? Portals and magic sanitation are obviously a thing. Portals are a problem, actually. They basically upset this whole approach. Messenger copies of yourself which can't be faked to send messages extremely far distances. Counterpoint, portals. Step through the portal, hand someone a piece of paper. And that's my exact issue with portals, right? So let's go through this. Portals really fuck shit up. So I'm very happy to kind of take portals as a starting point for this. What else have we got? I'll check this down here. I wouldn't put it in no longer needed. I would have put it in used differently. Yeah. So that changes that. Okay, is someone posting in movie stream? Oops. I don't want to be. Right. Honestly, that's heaps. That's tons. That's tons. Rome invested a great deal of effort and then only expanded so far. No unicorns. Unicorns come with moral, how do I put it? Moral disquietude. If you're riding a unicorn, it's like, are you sufficiently pure to be riding a unicorn? Depending on what moral and ethical framework of purity, and then again, your prompt has been derailed. So no unicorns in this one. But okay, so that's portals. That's portals. We're happy with this take on portals. Then we've got magic sanitation. Unfortunately, I don't think this supersedes many things at all. This one. Hey, Dustin! Correct. But in order to bayonet somebody, you have to headbutt them, and that automatically puts you in like my arm is behind the vizier. This is unacceptable. One moment, please. Oh, it's behind the fan art. That's what happened. Anyway, that should fix it. There we go. Take that, vizier. Ha. The shoulder Drake dream. Percy writes, a part of me thinks that with enough elemental control, you could outright create your own biomes and manufacture your own ecosystem. Good for creating your own personal farmland, but holy crap, the ecological damage past that would make conquered cities easy to convert into something worth a damn, but will also reap some sort of consequences. Portals, meanwhile, would eliminate the need for typical transportation equipment, might have boats to be repurposed as storage units or prisons. Okay, I really like this. I'm using this. What do we call this? Biome localized terraforming. Okay, we're stopping that. We don't need more than that. These three will keep us busy for literally 2 hours. Magic sanitation is the one I actually least know how to handle. So I would be very happy to take suggestions from the crowd if anyone has anything to offer. Oh, I scrolled down. Ah, that's what I get for scrolling, huh? Okay, no scrolling. Okay, I'm not sure sanitation actually replaces anything, to be fair. I think sanitation is like... What sanitation does is it reduces death rates, and that's about it. It doesn't have, like... shocking effects. Logistical effects. On, localized terraforming, yeah. Wait, hold on. How does Okay, fill me in on this because I'm not actually across this. Would it revolutionize medicine? Maybe. Would revolutionizing medicine change the way an empire looked or behaved? Alchemy. I'm not sure about alchemy. Okay, I'm leaving alchemy out of this one. It's too complicated. Okay. Oh, come on. Agile healing, yeah, but then the funny thing is the consequences of a population boom could then be addressed via localized terraforming. And the thing that happens, okay, so when I first read this prompt, I had 2 ideas, and I'm going to put them forward now, and we'll see where we go from there. So my 2 ideas were this. Idea 1 was, guy comes to the records office, and he asks for a map of the empire. And they don't actually have any such thing. They have 2 things. Instead of a map, they have local town maps, and then they have... Oh, this is all behind the prompt, huh? Where do I put this? Okay, we'll get rid of these. That doesn't fall behind the prompt. We'll put this up here, and then we'll put this here. Then that's more than enough space to sell the idea. So instead of an actual map of the empire, they have a, I don't know, maybe a straight line, please. So these don't actually need arrows on them. I'll fix that in a moment. Oh, it's selected the shapes as well. Okay, apparently we don't want that. Okay, so what they actually have on the map of the empire is something that looks like this, and then every dot will have a name on it, like I don't know. I can't type in there. Let's do this. So yeah, they're all like labeled, and they'll all have. Oh, come on. They'll labeled. They'll have little local maps. And then, but the actual world map, the map of the empire, is literally a directed, not even a directed graph. We're assuming that portals go in both directions. Okay. Having both magic sanitation and localized terraforming results in a population explosion and also massive amounts of disease, which puts the healing magic at the capacity. The problem with sanitation via prestidigitation specifically, is that in any spellcasting canon, we'll take Dungeons and Dragons as the basic example, but basically in any spellcasting canon, prestidigitation is not actually a sanitation spell canonically. It is a small area, a limited area cleaning spell, right? If you want to, well, it depends. Yeah, exactly. It depends how you use it. If you do cast, if you want to clean your clothing with prestidigitation, that takes like, I don't know, 10 casts, maybe 20 casts. No reasonable person would use it for that. What you would use it for is very localized, like investigation of new life forms, new biomes. And the problem. So that was one idea. The one idea was this empire map, which isn't actually a map. It's just a directed graph of cities, and then every city is just surrounded by impassable wilderness or a desolate wasteland, because every city was originally built. Yeah, I think it's a square foot off the top of my head. I can't remember there. But a square yard seems way too big for the simplicity. Come on, the simplicity of a prestidigitation spell. Correct, and like any stratified empire, literacy, especially magical literacy, would be severely limited. Sir. No, I'm kidding. But no, that's actually a problem that we'll have to tackle. That's off the screen. Let me. Keyboard got. What have I done here? I mean, not really. We've already gotten about as far into graph theory as we were intending to get. 1 cubic foot. That's still pretty generous, but it's better than a square yard. Right. So, limited magical literacy, close proximity of every settlement ever. So, if you have an outbreak of a disease, it's going to go through every portal to every adjacent settlement ever. Correct. I'm gonna chuck in a call out for that actually. Good enough. But yeah, so we've got this concept. I'm gonna move this off the screen. What am I gonna do, actually? I'm gonna move the portal stuff off the screen. This needs to stay here. We're taking a look at sanitation next. I'm gonna keep this map here as a quick reference, and then let's try and roll this back into where it's supposed to be. There we go. Sir. We have supply-driven magic. We have portals. Oh, I scrolled again. This stuff can go here, and then we have localized terraforming, which is its own problem. Good ideas that we're ignoring for now can go off the screen, and we can get rid of that box. We'll just duplicate the setup here. Come on. Wait, what do I want? I want this. Good enough. Okay, so that's a good start. Yeah, sanitation doesn't really replace anything. I stand by this. It just it's a multiplier, right? It's a force multiplier, it's a population multiplier. Legible. Yeah, that looks still barely legible. We'll bold it just in case. Right. Then yeah, so that could also affect the religious take on these things. If people suddenly, yeah, exactly. I think. Labor can be spelled both ways depending on where you live. It's okay, Bolus. Alright, more specialized role assignment due to more available support results in more research and faster advancement. That's basically it. That's basically it. Honestly, I would add one thing, which is shift from burning bodies to burying them due to much decreased incidence of death, more likely to spread disease this way in the future. There we go. So this is the perfect cue for a major interdimensional pandemic. But then cemeteries wouldn't explode in demand. You just have to relearn burning bodies, and until you relearned how to burn bodies, which obviously isn't difficult, it's just someone needs to think of it. But until that happens, well, things are terrible, basically. I can see that initially. Yeah, but like then you have this whole drama, right? Okay, I think we can go from this to scenes. Let's go to scenes. Let's go to scenes. Let's get rid of this for now. Oops, I deleted a town. Goodbye, town. So I've got one. Then we have the. Oh, how do biodiversity loss? How? This assumes that you're terraforming things that are places that already had things in them, and not like the middles of deserts, or like literally foreign dimensions locked in massive air bubbles. Yeah, no, go on, expand on this. I want to see more. What are you thinking? Because this is an interesting direction to take this in. Ooh, I had an idea. I had an idea. Uh, Middles of deserts and alien biomes which still have their own ecologies and flora and fauna that would be paved over with livestock and rats and things like that. Well, yes, correct, but let's. I meant human relevant biodiversity. I'm going to assume, from the point of view of the Empire at least, that if you pave over something that would have otherwise like stabbed you in the anus, that's not a huge loss, and we don't really count it on our little biodiversity morality counter, regardless of whether or not we actually should. Okay, so the whole concept behind portals being locked down high status travel is that will this fit on the screen? Mostly yes, good enough. Couple in. Sir, if portals are locked down as high status travel, uh, if that's what's going on here, and you can only really portal travel with permission or at great expense, the exists motivation to go slumming directly across the intervening space. I'm sorry, Bolus, that's every discovery ever. That's basically. Back in the day, you could get like some sort of Renaissance polymath to discover like geocentrism or something and announce it to everybody, and they mostly got away with it, except for the whole burning at the stake business. But these days, the fields in which new discoveries have to be made are so specialized that they're basically locked down to begin with, and anything like that is going to be filtered by a massive number of layers of various interested parties, agendas, and controls. And what you see at the end is what, like the Venn diagram intersection of what 10 different people decided is okay to share with the public. Like, and it's not going to get any better, not unless like civilization burns down in any of a variety of ways. We're not in a good spot, civilization wise. Anyways, sir, I'm seeing a bit of a timeline forming up. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. Keep that. Keep that. Move this over here. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. This is portals. This is magic. We'll come back to that. Localized terraforming. Let's do localized terraforming really quickly, because then we can draw on it later. This stuff can go over here, and we'll grab it again in a moment. Good enough. So what do we have? Oh no! Bolus, did you watch my Pikmin supercut with all the no's in it? Ugh. What do we got? Oh, there's a lot of nerves. There's a lot of just general indignation at the bullshit that is happening to me. Okay, localized terraforming issues: loss of diversity, loss of biodiversity. What is going on? USB device malfunctioned. That's probably the switch controller. We're not worrying about that. There are potential issues: tech that is used differently. Yes. But also, would the farming implements change? I'm not sure they would. Because you're still farming the same stuff, right? You're just dealing with fewer adverse circumstances. It's like farming on easy mode. Fixed prices. Yeah, correct. So that goes under there. This goes under, yep. Yeah, no stress. Fixed prices to avoid predictable goods inflation caused by the terraforming and connection of a new city to the portal network. Because if you didn't fix the prices for a crop that directly increased in quantity and availability as a result of the expansion of the portal network to a new location, then this would be the most obvious arbitrage opportunity in the world. Everyone just goes, "Oh, I heard they're opening a new portal to a new city. Quick, sell all your crops and then buy them back later when they're cheaper due to greater availability." So, as much as communism style fixed prices wouldn't help in most cases, and would be kind of, I mean, they wouldn't really apply to mass-produced or artisanal goods because all of these require human labor, existing infrastructure, and a lot of kind of development overhead. specifically to simple ground level crops, I think this might apply. And you'd have to fix prices on like potatoes and like apples, and then maybe like nothing else. I don't know. Because this would also encourage people to go out and increase the availability of the stuff and farm it. Because otherwise, the default response is, if I go do this, it will tank the price of the good I want to sell. So I won't be able to rely on the current market prices of this good, and thus I can't plan my investments out. Whereas what this does is it makes farming expansion into a new portal one of the most reliable jobs anyone can undertake. And yes, you'd have to implement some sort of control on having too many farmers per portal, but this is also one of the greatest sources of motivation you can push towards a population expansion of population into new living areas. All right. I think that mostly summarizes localized terraforming, but Percy is writing something, so I'm gonna faff about and wait for Percy to finish typing so we can take a look. So we are typing up my writing stuff while listening to / watching this. Well, it really proves I can do two things at once and not type what you're saying. I'm really bad at that, actually. If I'm talking out loud and typing, half the time I type what I'm saying. We can't make any money anymore due to this price cap, don't worry. Yeah, exactly. So obviously, as I said, it's not a general solution, but specifically for simple crops, I think it would be fine. Don't worry, Wolfmyth, if you're interested, no obligation. Next writing stream, I could have you on as a guest speaker, and you could tell us about your writing project, and we could kind of attack the design of that if you're interested. Obviously, no obligation, because this is kind of public and kind of confronting. If you want an example of what that would look like, my first writing stream is up on my YouTube channel, and what I did was I edited some of Bolus's writing and gave feedback on it live on stream, and I also took a look at one of Dustin's fiction concepts and kind of expanded that out. So yeah, no obligation, but the offer is there. So I think this mostly covers localized terraforming. Oh no, you're most welcome. It was a lot of good fun, and thank you very much for taking a plunge and helping me prove out the concept behind these streams for the first one, because there was a little bit of trepidation there. Not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it to work all that well. But now we've graduated from experimental writing stream to writing stream, which is a much better title, and I'm very happy that happened. Yeah, thank you as well, Dustin. It was great. Okay, I imagine as well, following up on this, localized terraforming would allow for creating more idealized cities. That is not a bad take. Would it result in... Okay, let me finish reading that first. Adjusting land and general weather for the betterment or enjoyment of those within the city, the cost of simply discarding or paving over older cultures, and arguably furthering the gap between nobles with magic control and those who don't have that or just can't even use portals. I assume that the vast majority of any city's population would be stuck in one city for their entire life, because there just wouldn't be any reason for them to travel, especially if most cities, biome and layout-wise, are just functionally clones of each other. They're just, all you're getting is manpower, right? But that might also reduce creativity as a result. Oh, that's okay, Wolfmyth. That's why I'm saying no obligation. Don't feel pressured. And arguably furthering the gap between nobles. Hell, combine the alt dimensions things mentioned. You could dedicate entire worlds to a specific concrete purpose. But if you wanted to do that, you're condemning workers of some sort to some land to do something, and only that thing. Yes, but if I am a noble, why do I care? For me, all I'm seeing is the writing on the wall, and the writing on the wall says efficiency, and we like efficiency, so I see no downside to this. Also, Percy, feel free to type in like snippets of sentences so I can respond to what you're saying dynamically, if you want to get a statement in more quickly. Yeah, if you want to tighten the feedback loop, feel free to just type scraps of things. That's no stress. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So, we've doubled that. That was supposed to be city blueprints. Less. Yep. So basically, nothing's stopping you from just cloning one city over and over. Then you don't get this. Yeah, right. Obviously, you would get some sort of variation. I would expect you'd have like the same wall layout, the same district layout, and you'd populate it with some the beginning population, like send 1,000 people through and go say, okay, set up these industries, set up this, go forth and multiply, whatever. And it's basically at that point it stops becoming like expansion becomes effortless. It just becomes how do I put this? Yeah, you just plant a seed and watch it grow, right? And except in this case, your seed is like 10 mages and 1,000 commoners, and everything just sort of takes care of itself. Then you send a noble through after 10 years to sort things out, and because they're stuck in the middle of the wilderness, they're not going to be able to stage a rebellion. And just in case they do stage a rebellion, all you need is a good kind of gateway/lock design around your portal, so you can feed through an army 10,000 strong into this courtyard, and then just let them out through multiple openings at once and have them take the city. The question then is, but that's military tactics. I'm not getting into that. But in concept, I don't see why you couldn't design a structure to hold the portal that would provide the soldiers within it with an advantage when quote unquote sieging the city from the inside. Arbitrary what? Arbitrary. I'm missing the context on that one. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. You urban plan the city to make it susceptible to specific interventions. So, but okay, hypothetical. Oh, yeah, exactly. It's entirely Percy's written. Sorry, I meant the expansion thing becomes arbitrary. Yes. So basically, as many groups of people you can send out through a portal to a random location, that many cities you end up with. And let's say, obviously humans are humans. They're not super predictable. Magical way to predict. Any system that permits access permits subversion. That's just general OPSEC 101. If there is a lock on the portal and the lock is opened by a key, that key can be obtained by another person, even if the key is coercing someone, talking them into it, or cutting their head off and using their eyes to bypass the retinal scanner. Thank you, Katana Zero, for that idea. But anything with a legitimate access method can be subverted in concept. I was talking about something else, but I got distracted by that. Arbitrary expansion, seeds, sets of people. Right. Hypothetical question. I got distracted from my hypothetical question. There we go. Here's a header. If you are a noble living in a cookie cutter city and you have a monopoly over portal travel, in out of the local area, and your commoners start getting ideas about exploring the space outside the city in hopes of establishing a physical space connection to another city. Do you care? I'm not sure you care. Let's move this over here. Because, like, okay, maybe they succeed. And if they succeed, it'll be really obvious that they succeeded because they'll start bringing stuff into the city. No. they'll start bringing stuff into the city from outside the city. And the thing about a city where travel is controlled by a portal is that there aren't gates. There aren't guarded gates. There aren't guarded walls. Or are there? There would be, but they would guard against external threats, not against contraband. The really developed the plot is the people who control the portals getting mind controlled and an extremely effective crew. Well, true, same sites and bolus. Thank you for the idea, by the way. Obviously what happens is that okay, we're ready for the plot. We're ready for the plot. Okay. And the plot is this. Let's chuck this over here and put it off to the side for now. Oops. All right. We'll chuck these up here for now. All right, the plot is this. The plot is this. I think the end of results of being spread everywhere with portals and terraforming is that all your failure points in your entire civilization get massively centralized. Correct. That is exactly the problem. And how do you exploit massively centralized failure points like this if you can't access your portal? Because it's locked down by nobles. Okay, so first of all, people get upset. Because stuff sucks and everywhere's the same, although they don't know this. Step 2, Step 3, epidemics break out locally, but due to careful control of portal access, these are kept confined. Step 4. Coup is staged by intentional infection of Empire messengers to cause them to carry disease to other nerds and bring down the Empire this way. So then the question is this the plot, or is this the prelude to the plot? Because you could get a very good story out of this if you literally just wrote this up as a sequence of events, and I don't know, wrote it from a commoner's perspective, or from a... You could write this from anybody's perspective, and it would make sense. But then the ultimate question is, well, not the ultimate question. Step 5 question. What happens if a city becomes cut off from the portal network? especially if, as per, I forget who suggested this. I think, yeah, it was Percy. Percy's suggestion: each city is given a very specific task to carry out or market vertical supply. So let's say your city only produces a specific subset of metalwork based on a specific material that the city was created for in order for... Oh, it is? Oh, my bad. One sec. Thank you for letting me know. That's only slightly better. Nope. Come on. We'll get there in the end. Great. Okay, perfect. So yeah. What happens if all you can make is like iron widgets and suddenly the portal closes and you can't get it open again because on the other side everyone is dead, or there's no stabilizing system anymore, or they've locked the portal down in order to prevent the disease from coming over from your end, or to save you from getting the disease from them. But all you have access to is like potatoes, apples, grapes, and iron widgets. What do you do? What happens? Where do you go from there? And I think that situation would be a brilliant what if to exploit through rational writing. Oh, so yeah, that's actually a really good one. I'm happy with that. And then you have these three. I wouldn't introduce more than those three technologies in the scope of this story. That's way too much. That's plenty of material to just run with immediately. Okay, quick BRB. I'm grabbing another drink. Feel free to type stuff in chat, in Discord, read the stuff on the screen. I will run through everything real quick when I come back. Alright, I return. Revolt in chat. What do you mean? Look, if we come across someone who's worth raiding after this, I'll raid them. Who I like know and can vouch for or something. Okay. So, what do we got? Percy writes, in the case of a hyper-focused city being cut off, while it's very dependent on what it was focusing on, I imagine from there it becomes a matter of the place adapting and evolving, or dying in the ruins of what they were made to do. Correct, and exactly, and I think that that's a good question. Kruz asks, have his uploads finished? No, my Dropbox is full. Rip. Anyway. So my question that I was thinking of is, why would you not plan a manual, non-to-less magical answer or way of doing things, especially from a way of, what do you mean? As a backup plan for in case the portals fail, Dustin? In regards to what I'm working on, I have finished typing what I'd written. Now I have to go back into actual writing. Oh no. Do you handwrite everything and then type stuff up, Wolfmouth? Bolus does things the same way. I totally get that. I used to do it myself. I used to really strongly prefer handwriting. But then over the last 10 years or so, I've really gone across from handwriting into what's the word? Yeah, into typing directly, just because of it lets me rapidly edit stuff, and I do appreciate that a lot. Hey, Krez, thanks for popping in. Yeah, sorry, only the first 2 videos uploaded, and the other ones don't fit on my Dropbox. I think I'm limited to like 5 gigs or something. So I'll send you a download link to the ones that are up once I'm done with stream, and then I'll delete those once you've downloaded them, and I'll upload the next 2, and we'll get through them eventually. So yeah, easy mode. Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, where were we? Volus writes, because from a noble's, my question was from a noble's perspective, what were the expensive and why bother to fix what isn't broken, right? Like, there is a problem with this, being that if a noble lives in the city, they have a vested interest in having a backup system in place. And there's also an obvious solution to this, which is sleep on the other side of the portal and come through the portal every morning to administer your city. Just commute to work. Oh, no, that was last stream. That was never closer. This one, feel free to participate in. It will probably result in a story idea that I will not actually be writing because I don't have the time. But if someone else wants it, be my guest. Aha. There we go. Tasty cider. But yeah, no, Kruz, this one's fair game. Why bother to fix what isn't broken? Yeah, the only reason I can think of to actually care about what isn't broken, quote unquote, is in case you kind of get trapped in the city yourself, and in that case, this requires that portals be made industrial grade magic. Let's do this. That's basically it. The only reason you would care is you got trapped. And what do you do about it? You do one of 2 things. Okay, sir. I've clicked away. Hi Haru. Thanks for popping in. Anyways, I can't type any day. I just I type really quickly, and then I edit really quickly, and then I send people the finished product, and they're like, "Wow, Shoulder can type." And no, that's actually a lie. I don't have water, but I will drink some of this Clos Normand Cidre Boucher Normand in your honor. Brilliant. I really need a prop for that. Sir, if you can make portals, which, oh no, that's what it says on the bottle. I didn't make them up, someone else made them up. That means they're real words. That's how that works. The whole premise of my question is some way to avoid being trapped in your own city, at least in some way. Well, as a noble, you just send a simulacrum through every day, and then at the end of the day it comes back through and it updates you, and then it vanishes, and then the next day you make another one. Sir, when the city is isolated, nobody knows what happened, because usually the updates are provided by the simulacrum, which now can't make its way back through. Then after about 24 hours, or however long the spell is made to last, the city is left without any sort of noble or other top-level control over anything that's going on. And functionally, you're just kind of screwed. And that's it. And then... The problem with... Okay, there's two problems with this idea. One. The thumb doesn't work. One. Come on. There we go. One. Come on, hand tracking. Good enough. Whatever. One. There is way too much context here. You'd basically have to spend... How long was that? An hour and 10 minutes. You'd basically have to spend the last hour and 15 minutes updating your reader on all of this concept. And maybe if you condensed it into optimized sentences and tossed all the stuff we're not using, maybe you could halve that. Let's be generous and say it lasts 15 minutes. Nobody's going to read 15 minutes of world building to get through to your story. So you have to somehow sprinkle all that context in, and that is a lot of context to sprinkle in, especially if the core conceit is you are trapped in the city and can't leave, which is pretty normal for most people. The context aside, right? And the second problem is, what's the plot? If this is a short story taking place in this situation, and let's say that the short story is between 1 and 10,000 words, what is the plot? How do I come up with a compelling beginning, middle, and end that doesn't involve empire building? That doesn't... Like, okay, I could write a summary of... Okay, your city got cut off, and what does that mean for you? But that's... I may as well just write a dot point list and publish that as a story. It's not compelling. So while the setting and the idea is solid, I'm not sure how to start converting this into compelling fiction. The plot is that the protag is stuck, but she needs to be let out before some kind of magic bomb on the other side explodes. There are some other kind of raids against them. We already have a magic bomb. Bolus, it's called the pandemic. So we can just use that. There is disease spreading. The protagonist is stuck but needs to be let out before some kind of magic bomb on the other side. Okay, so the point of view character, I'm going to eat this. I'm going to eat all of this, actually. It's no longer really relevant. Oops, I unbolted everything instead. Nope. This can go here. Alright, so... The disease itself is a bomb. Oh, do you mean like the disease functions as a bomb, like what I said, or do you mean like it's a spontaneous human combustion disease? Well, it is a magical setting. This is conceivable. What is this program? It is called Microsoft Visio. You can acquire it anytime you want for the bargain price of $1,500. I use it for work, which is why I have access to it. It's great stuff, though. The reason I'm relatively fast with it is because I've been using it for literally a decade at this point. What if you're noble? What if you're a noble trapped in another city and for some reason that city is dangerous? Like, I don't know. Maybe the city is full of doppelgangers. Well, the cities are all cookie cutters anyway, so we don't really care who is what. Of course, no. You've got it the wrong way around, Dustin. You're confusing cause and effect. The disease isn't a bioweapon. The bioweapon is the disease. So the disease happens naturally, and then it's bootstrapped and harnessed by commoners who want to spread it. It explodes people, and the more affected people. The problem with people exploding is if the disease makes people explode, you can't smuggle it through a portal, or at least not obviously, right? It's like, if the disease makes you explode, then checking for fever is an obvious prelude to this. And the moment anybody has a fever, they wouldn't let you through the portal. And but welcome to fantasy world building. We pick up ideas and we run with them, and then sometimes we trip and they stab us in the face. Don't run with ideas, kids. But yeah, no. Oh wait. No. I would stray away from the. Well, what's inside the portal, right? Is that the portal doesn't have an inside. It's just a connection between two spaces. So I'm not sure what you mean by inside the portal in this context. Or do you mean cross through the portal, infect people on the other side, and then try to leave? Why do you go blade side out when you're running with this ability? My ideas are spiky on all sides, unfortunately. There's no getting around that one. Sir, POV character. Militia or town guard leader. Very used to being 2IC to the noble and suddenly left in charge of a trash fire by default. I think if you framed it that way and you wrote the thing from this guy's point of view, I think you could come up with a compelling story, because then it becomes less of a dot point list of what do we do. Well, no, that's why you come up with like a resistance and you get volunteers to carry the disease through. This isn't a organized attack by an established military. This is a grassroots guerrilla / resistance movement. Anyway, my point is, if you write this from the point of view of that character, you end up with what is how do I put this? You end up with the necessity to triage and to prioritize. Not. I wish I could slap people over the internet. Put in spray bottles, walk to the opposite end. Yes, as if anybody would let you spray the portal with anything. These things are like the aircraft, the large carrier aircraft. Pest control. What pests? There are no pests. All of the wait, you weren't here for this bit. All of the biospheres are uniform because the Empire is made of cookie cutter clone cities that all grow the same thing. Portal mechanic. You mean a mage? A mage who can cast prestidigitation and thus does not need a pest spray. Oh, Percy is typing. Percy types good stuff. I'm excited. No pressure, Percy. I should come up with some sort of quiet background music to play in the background behind this. Let me see if I can rustle something up that isn't too obtrusive. 1 second, please. Well, a couple of seconds. My file storage systems are a mess. It's an experimental spray. Your mum is an experimental spray. Or she will be if you don't get away from my fucking portal. Christ. Alright, what do we got? I know I cleaned up. Oh shit, I would have copied this. The other thing. No. What have we got? No, that's out. A lot of these are just incomplete. No. What's this? No, that's 30 minutes. Do I trust that? Not really. No. Okay. What I will do is I will just play this and then I will change it out eventually. Well, loop. No. Holy shit, that's loud. Sorry, everybody. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry if I blew anyone's ears out. That was an accident. It should be fine now. Part of me thinks the way to circumvent some issues would be to have this come from someone young or someone sheltered in one of those worlds, assuming they get locked behind the portal. Show the natural confusion and disgust for the changing environment, as well as the naivety of the severity of the situation. Would also let you excuse some world-building issues, because depending on age and the like, they could just be bluntly told that this is our land and it's all we got. Still too loud. Okay, I can fix that. No, that's good, that's good. This is why I have you guys. That should be better, and if it's not better, okay. Real quick, let's transition to that, and then let's transition back to this. Okay, if it's... Okay, cool. Also, your chat might have been on a delay. Please let me know if I've since made it even quieter, and now it's basically inaudible. Okay, I'll leave that out. I'll leave that up. Let me know if you get sick of it in like 15 minutes, and I'll switch it out for something else. Okay, cool. Perfect. Very nice. Percy writes... Okay, so the question is, how do we get a noble son into this mess? How do we get someone to let a noble son into a portal like this? Yeah, ignore the man behind the curtain. Okay. And I don't think we can. I think while the nobles... While as a point of view character, a noble son may be of limited utility, having a noble son around while writing from the point of view of a militia leader, who now has this idiot child to take care of, who doesn't understand anything about what's going on, might be good value. I'd be interested in reading that. That could be good fun. Also, Percy, can I... is there anything I can do to convince you to make a Twitch account? Because having all the text in one spot would just be so much more convenient for me. If you don't want to, no stress. But if you could, that'd be sweet. Please. Hello? So yeah, he has like a fifth wheel in the form of some entitled 12-year-old, or worse, entitled 20-year-old who's like, well, I want to go out and have fun with the commoners and just be a person of power. And the militia guy is like, if you don't stay in this house, someone will stab you, and I will not miss you. Nobody will miss you. Your dad might miss you. Why did he let you come here again? Yeah, I got nothing either. But yeah, you could argue that some 12-year-old child goes, Dad, I want to see the Iron Ore City. I want to see this other place. And then they go there and like, oh, it's exactly the same. And the only reason their dad actually lets them go there is because they're too young to cast a simulacrum spell, and you can't cast it by proxy. Which is, again, the problem with any plot like that is eventually it gets... your face is bloody cute. The problem is the tongue is still, like, uncolored. I desperately need that fixed. Someone get Wolvie. Someone get Wolvie to paint this for me. My God. That's fine. That's basically German. You just gotta add another T. But yeah, no. I was going to repaint this myself, but honestly, I don't have time, and I don't know how to convert all this stuff into a VRM. So I'm just going to go to Wolvia and be like, I painted this, please make it do the thing. When I have time, which will be a few weeks. Possibly a month or two, depending on... Yeah. Sir, to those uninformed, my wife is due in about 2 weeks now? Shit, where is the calendar? I actually should take a look at the calendar. Sir... My wife is due in 2.5 weeks. However, we have been told by relevant authorities that it's quite common for pregnant women to give birth around storms. You can get the model on... What's the word? I can't remember. It's on that place that sells the model. It's called the Nardoragon. And when I got it, it was like $45 US, I think. It's really quality work though. I really like it. And they're not uncommon. We're not naming the baby after you. I had an hour-long conversation with my parents today about what we were naming the baby, and nobody, that one, yeah, nobody could reach like a, what's the word? We couldn't reach an agreement on what the baby should be called. The Navy is called, we're calling it the Italian Navy, but it's actually just a pizza that someone threw in the ocean. We're looking for a name that works in English, French, German, Italian, Swiss German, and Polish, ideally. But, and also I'm obviously not sharing the name on stream, but I might tell people privately later, we'll see. Once we have a name, which we don't yet, we have like a short list of like 20. It's annoying. It's okay. Okay. Where was I? Right. So our midwife has informed us that apparently storms set pregnant women off, and there's a storm Monday week after next, in like 8 or 9 days. So I'm just assuming Larissa's giving birth then, and I'm going to try to use that day as like the goal day, because I am not ready. I am not ready. The house is not clean. It's full of crap. Nothing is assembled. There's dirty clothes everywhere. Christ. We'll get there though. We'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway. Where were we? The noble had a useless son, and the useless son only got let into the town because he complained, and he can't cast magic yet. And he complained for something like literally 6 months, and then his dad was like, fine, and then the kid went through the portal and he's like, this is shit, I want to go home, but then everything closed because of reasons. I don't know, this seems too contrived. It's basically impossible to get a child of any value into one of these towns, provided anybody manning anything is sane, and it's supposed to be rationalist fic, so... If you only make the main character rationalist, it's... What was it? You can't give Frodo a lightsaber without giving Sauron the Death Star? Yeah. There has to be some semblance of power balance involved. But yeah, this guy is saddled with, Huh. There you go. No, I believe that. We've had a couple of candid names like that, actually, where they're like, this is really cool, and it's a nice name, and I'm like, yes, and then if you translate it into Polish, half the letters change. Sir Viter. My name's bad enough. It has an X in it in English, and a KS in it instead in Polish, and when I tried to get a Polish passport made at one point, they replaced the X with a KS, and then I had issues with the... somebody complained. I can't remember who complained, but I think somebody said that Australian Customs would complain because I would have 2 different names, quote unquote, because they're spelled differently. So we had to make him fix it. And that's 2 letters. And I know a lot of Polish people are very trigger happy with literally translating names from language to language. You just have to keep them identical. I did find one which only had like The only difference between English and Polish... Sorry, it's the same in English and Polish. There's a difference between English and French, and that's just one diacritic. It should be the same in German. I don't know what it is in Italian, but it's pretty similar. Yeah, that's an easy way to go. Yeah, and that's the thing. If your name isn't like standard English name, and also isn't a standard name in any of the other languages, that also kind of gets around the problem because it's weird in every language. Yeah. Alright, so he has other stuff to manage. General panic. I'm just gonna do one box for this. Spread of disease. Limited resources. Hello! Hello, Madame Percy. Thanks for popping in. The kid shouldn't be stupid. No, well, my issue with the kid is what idiot lets the kid in there in the first place. That's my biggest problem with the kid. If we can solve that problem, then I'm very happy to discuss what other problems the kid brings with him. It's not a problem. It's just possible ban evader monitoring. Thank you, Twitch. How do I make this not a problem? The kid was probably... He's 12. Or 20. He's definitely one of those two numbers. But yeah, don't worry, Madame Percy. Whatever Twitch... Yeah, he has to be. Okay. Yeah, he has to be old enough to get into more trouble. Yeah, a toy the kid really wanted. Yeah, that lady over there, I want her. She's mine now. Fucking nobles. Yes, but the problem with the story is it's supposed to be read by people with modern sensibilities, and I can only get away with skirting that line so many times. And unfortunately, it is a tendency of mine. I'm like, but it's more it's compatible with the moral integrity of the setting. I'm like, yes, but it still has to be read by like woke nutcases. So I have to be nice. I have to be nice. Yeah. Don't worry about oh my god. Do I have any mods in chat that can solve this problem for me? It's just... Okay. Sorry, I got distracted by the Twitch thing. Okay, let me see if I can use mod view to make this go away. How do I just green light Percy? Block terms, permitted terms, guest star management, review recent raids. I don't know how this works. Active mode. Active mods. Okay, Valentine, if you're around, can you please figure out how to make Twitch stop paying attention to Percy just because she writes blurbs and wrote "I am very sorry." Because I'm pretty sure that's what set Twitch off. Okay, never mind. It's possibly fine. The kids shouldn't be stupid but naive. The difference is if they're told that something is wrong or dangerous, they'll acknowledge it but question it, even offer their own solutions. It allows for proper discussion and makes them less detestable for being stupid and more understandable for being curious. As for how, there's definitely some... Okay. Or he's 12 or so, but... I would go for making him 12 simply because A, given the option, I would always rather write sympathetic characters than no. B, if a 12-year-old and a 20-year-old are the same levels of ignorant, the 12-year-old gets much more benefit of the doubt than the 20-year-old does, because the 20-year-old has had much more opportunity to fix the problem. I'm very, very sorry. Yeah, don't worry, Percy. You're fine. You're fine. You can offer him toys and make him more annoying, or you could offer him information and make him less annoying. Options. It's more likely the noble parent would want the child to follow in their footsteps, but are too lazy to do it themselves, and as such, they're assigned trust militia or somebody guides. The problem, 12-year-old is classic Pokemon trainer age. Yeah, but the problem, okay, the thing about child protagonists is that there are the only places you ever have child protagonists is in media directed towards children. Because what you want is you want all the 10-year-olds. Yeah. What you want is you want all the 10-year-olds to watch the show about the 12-year-olds going, when I'm older, when I'm like 2 years older, I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be great. I'm gonna have all these epic skills. Someone just made a move. Oh, yeah. If Beacon has time to play chess with me, he should have time to pop into stream. Anyway. Yeah, so you could do the no, I'll probably be folding up towards the end. Why do you ask? Because I wasn't planning to run this one for too long, and I don't think there's a lot more content to cover given this specific prompt. But if there's other content or other reasons why you're asking the question, I would be at least in concept pretty happy to entertain this. Okay, I'm definitely setting the timer for this. How dare you? Can't believe you've done this. Almost set it for 3 hours instead of 3 minutes. Okay, you got 3 minutes. Use it well. Okay. So we have this child and we have to do something about this child. But the main... Well, yes, but Polish is easier than this. This takes some amount of effort and focus, because I don't usually speak like this. It's not a real language, you know. It's like a hybrid mode of expression, because my parents can't really parse Australian accent, or they couldn't when I was younger. And I spoke way too fast. I'm glad this makes you happy. Very, very good. Okay. So the only reason to really have this child involved in this entire process is to be a foil for the reader, right? If you don't have this, if you put the child in the proximity of the point of view character, being ostensibly the militia leader, shut up. Well, welcome back to. Then when the militia leader is forced to explain context to the child, the reader obviously gets the benefit of this explanation. Suddenly the new bodyguard tries to find a way out based on information from rumors and tries to find their veracity, because if it's wrong, maybe he dies. So what, like the Stargate, you jump in at the wrong moment and you get cut into like atoms. But is... Okay, no. The child is strictly necessary. It's very important, because without the child, the motivation of the militia leader is not clear. He could want to get out, he could want to save the city, he could want da. But with the child there under his care, his clear motivation is to keep the child safe. Because if he doesn't, then even if he survives at any point, and the town is at any point reconnected, he's screwed, he's dead. They will kill him, they will guillotine his face off. Which obviously nobody wants. So the child is important because the child is actually a great idea because acts as foil for the reader, provides protagonist with clear motivation. So the story is actually the story of this guy trying to save this child, whatever that may mean, given the means available to him. Also, Dustin, how the hell do you have 6,000 channel points that you could just spend them on this stuff? And yeah, that's the 3 minutes up. Yeah, okay. So realistically, if one rose to the level of militia leader, he has a very notable vested interest in the city not being destroyed or all killed. That depends if he's risen to the position or if he's been installed. Is it a top-down or a bottom-up approach to hierarchy, right? Over 2 streams? Damn, I need to shorten my streams. So yes, the question is, Bolus, why do you need to know if this is the midpoint of the stream? Because the short answer is I don't know. Unnecessarily promoted, unexpectedly. Well, that's the thing. So, in the military, you have a clear distinction between enlisted and officers, right? And an empire would have clear motivation to maintain a similar division. Either you have 8k and then really makes... Oh no. The problem with the Polish prompt is I get distracted because with the Polish accents, it's obviously unnatural. It's a thing I put on to... It's a thing I originally developed and put on in order to be better understood by my parents as a child. But now it's... I barely ever use it, and it takes a lot of additional effort to make work. But Polish, I just speak Polish. It's a normal language, and half the time I'll just start speaking Polish and then not stop. And I can't put on American. I don't speak American. American's a made-up language that nobody's ever heard of. No, well, I speak Polish like I speak normal Polish. That's the Polish I spoke when I was a child. I never spoke like different Polish. They're the same language. Point being, though. Point being. I've lost my train of thought. Point being, it's just like, it's a language, I'm fluent in it. The other problem, I already sound like a child. I'm a child on the inside, that's what matters. I say the stupid things, that's how you really sound like a child. Sir, have you been listening to me for like the past month? I sound 5 like half of the time anyway. So, the problem with the Polish redeem is you guys won't know what I'm saying. That's probably the main problem, especially in a stream like this where the talking is actually important context and not just backdrop to a video game. Also, I do have other redeems. They're just like pick games or stuff. Who's the main antagonist? The main antagonist is the situation. Good rational fic does not have antagonists unless they are 2 opposed protagonists. Writing villains to be evil is boring. The main antagonist is probably the rebellion. There is no take a shot redeem because I don't want to encourage drinking. If I did create a take a shot redeem, it would be stream specific. I drink too much as it is. I've already had... What is this? 75... 150, 500. I'm working my way through the 5th half liter of light beer and / all cider this morning. Incidentally, though, I've been up since like 2, and it is now 8. So that's my excuse. So yeah, the trial is important because it acts as they act as a foil for the protagonist, and they give the reader. They're the stupid person that stuff is explained to, so it doesn't have to be explained to the reader directly, which is just bad writing. And yeah, they provide the protagonist with clear motivation. The closest thing you're going to get to an antagonist is the rebellion, but they would be much more interested in wounding or kidnapping the child than in killing him, because that distracts the militia leader further, which further, what's the word, empowers the rebellion, right? You mentioned the modern military, but with medieval militia captains, you're not part of the military. If there's an official imperial military, you're the closest to the police, and that's promoted purely on merit and time in service, and not because you have money / a degree. Well, no, but the thing is that in any... The mob wants to hold the child hostage. Yeah, exactly. They want to kidnap them or wound them or do something to the child that distracts the military and the armed forces to some degree. But no, you like, especially in medieval template society, you have a clear class division, right? You have landowners, you have landowners and nobles, and then you have like serfs and peasants and stuff. And while some of the militia would be conscripted from the peasants and serfs, anything resembling leadership or anybody the nobles had to talk to at all in any capacity probably would be sourced from that higher rank. So like militia leaders would be trained nobles' sons. They wouldn't like, it's not like you have money and a degree so you get to go in the position, but you get education and you get class, shared class and like linked privilege, right? Not even necessarily distract the military, but use the child as the bargaining chip to get the portal force back open, which wouldn't work because the military can't do it either. It has to be stabilized from both sides, and there's something missing on the other side. I gotta be right back. I will be back in maybe... Oh, it'll be a few minutes. I won't be too long. Take care. I'll see you in a bit. return when they're meant to be. Right. And just strike the military? Yeah. Oh, good plot development. Even if it wouldn't work, the rebellion would want to try it anyway and despair when the portal can't be opened. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll just add this to this list. Come on. There we go. How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah. I'm glad you're doing okay, Percy, and thank you very much for popping in. It's been great to have you. By day, it is 8 AM, and I've spent like 5 hours streaming, and I'm having a great time. Cannot complain. What I'm going to do real quick is see if I can... Because I wanted to put a different background music on, but I didn't... I can re-export the song and then put it as background music, so I'm going to try and do that now. How about you, Bolus? How are you doing? Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, because I did a rushed edit of this song back in the day. Yeah, that'll work. Zoop. Desktop. All right, and then we'll just chuck this in as background music. That should be a lot more chill than what's playing right now. If someone's typing in chat right now, I can't see you. Sorry. My music software takes up 3 of my 4 monitors. Why is tracking disabled? What did you do? I don't know what that sound is, but thank you. That probably indicates somebody did something that I really appreciate. Oh, wow. Thanks for the sub gift, Dustin. Really appreciate it. Yeah, fair enough. Sorry for the timing of the streams, Bolus. It's just 10 PM US, 2 PM Australia, and 6 AM Europe is just about the best I can do for like timing synchronization that works for everybody. But I'm very, very grateful that you've made it on and that you can be present. I really appreciate that you've made it here. And yeah, and Dustin, thank you very much for the sub. I really appreciate that as well. There is the background music. BGM, BGM, BGM. Oh, I've got the wrong thing selected. One sec. Alright. Select different file. Desktop. Here we go. Loop. Okay. Alright, I'm going to turn that up a bit because on the quieter side. Please let me know if that works and if that changed. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Don't feel pressured. As anybody who has paid attention to how I go about streaming might have noticed, I am not short of money. But still, the support is really cool, and I really appreciate kind of getting feedback on how I am doing while streaming in this sense. That's really cool to me. But yeah, there's a reason I don't have like a donation button up on my about page. It is because I do not require one. Oh, now it tracks my hand. Alright, I'm going desktop audio is off. I'm going to turn... No, and I really appreciate that. That's really quiet. I'm going to turn that up a bit. There we go. Alright, that should do. Now, we're 2 hours into the stream. Oh shit, it's 1 AM. I thought it was 10 PM. I thought it was a 10 PM start for Bolus, but it's apparently 11 PM. Jesus. Sorry about that. Bargaining chip. Force the portal open. Da 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 da. Yeah. Which can't be done as a. I don't really have anything to add here that wouldn't essentially be. Oh, it is. Let me fix that. I can fix that. It's because I'm looking over to the left a bunch. Hello. Okay, the audio has stopped working. My face has just gone. I see the problem. Okay, reset position. Let me just restart VC face. I think it crashed. Yeah, now it's just frozen. That's fine. Don't worry about him. He's okay. He's only suffering on the inside. Okay. Okay, now the mouths are working again. Enable virtual tracking. Okay, there we go. Much better. That's fine. Yeah, that will do. Shattered. Yeah. No. He's fine now. He's fine now. He's okay. Don't worry about him. He just looks possessed. Actually, no. He looks like he's briefly become unpossessed, and I think that's the problem. He's usually possessed, and that's what makes him look kind of normal. Alright. So, unless someone has a major plot or structural contribution to make, or yeah, exactly, or has some solid ideas that need to be integrated, I might start calling it here and actually hop back on Pikmin 2 for a bit, because I have a mental problem, and my mental problem is called Pikmin 2. How come there's no dragons in the story? Because it's a ratfic prompt written by another person who clearly has no taste. We just had Pikmin. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but that's no comment. No comment, Wolfmouth. But yeah, I don't really have a lot of meat to add to this idea. It could honestly be written as is. I might sit down and bash out a couple thousand words. I could, but I don't need to. And there would be no benefit to it. And because it's a short story, I don't care. I think I had this discussion before. Someone brought this up last stream, and I was like, I had a really witty response to that at the time, which I can no longer remember what I said. But it was very clever, I promise. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Probably. But yeah, no, I'm sitting here and I'm dithering because I don't really have much more value to add to this short of actually starting to write it, which I don't really want to do right now, and I might do in the next few days. Or not at all. So yeah, if anyone in chat wants this idea, please feel free to run with it. It's not something I'm using. Except for a short story, yeah. Exactly. You could probably write a whole anthology based on this, actually. But yeah, no. Thank you very much for popping in, for contributing to this, and for coming along for the ride with me. And yeah. I'm gonna wind down. I'm gonna take a very short break, and we'll be back in 5 or 10 minutes with more Pikmin 2. So yeah, next writing stream, I don't know. I'm not gonna schedule one in just yet because I don't know what my next month is going to look like because, you know, children. But I am going to attempt to writing stream every 4 or 5 weeks. And it will usually be Sundays, so Saturday nights for the US. And if there is another writing stream, well, when there is another writing stream, I will announce it on Bolus's server as well ahead of time, so no stress. And Percy and Bolus, if you both want to be pinged for it, I am happy to ping. And yes, as it is, thank you so much for popping in and helping out with this. Had a great time fleshing this out. And back, yeah, we'll do, with pleasure. We'll be back. Next writing stream might be in like 2 months because of life reasons. But in general, they'll be about a month apart. Oh, thanks, Percy. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was a great time. So yeah, I'll be back shortly with Tiny Plant People Genocide Simulator. Let's go to outro so I can talk. I hope the birth goes average amounts of well. I couldn't find a good meme for this, so this is the meme. This is the meme that we're using. This is what's going on. Thanks. I'm not the one who needs it, but I will pass it on to the relevant party. I much appreciate the good wishes. Yeah, a little. I was like, look, if the writing stream goes badly, I can put it up, and if the writing stream goes well, it'll still be funny. I'm okay with this. Do I want to know? Because right now I don't want. I can no, please do tell. But I don't actually want the baby to come quicker. If the baby could wait another 2 weeks, I'd really appreciate it. Because I have so much shit to do before he shows up. I got a lot of cleanup to sort out. Also, I think the fluffy boy is. Let's move him sideways a little bit. There we go. That's slightly better. He's not clipping the wall again. Okay, yeah, thank you. I'd appreciate that. Is it? I assume it's something relatively intimate if you don't want to just say it on stream. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Folding up here, and I will see you for writing stream in a moment. And thank you for the follow, Percy. I assume it happened while I was away. All the best. Take care. Until soon. Bye.